What do you get when you take a leading touring kayak manufacturer that decides to channel all of their expertise and energy into producing one of the best recreational kayaks you can buy? Hey everybody, it's Jamie at Outdoors Oriented here, and the answer to that question earlier is the Delta 12AR and its smaller sibling, the 10AR, and those are the kayaks we're going to be talking about today. Okay, so before we dive into the features, first and foremost, we've got to talk a little bit about the material. And so many recreational kayaks on the market are built out of rotomolded polyethylene. And while it's a very durable material, it does have one major drawback, and that's that it's quite heavy. And that's where Delta comes in. They're using a thermoformed ABS material that drops the weight substantially over an equivalent recreational kayak built out of polyethylene. So you'll notice the kayak has a very high gloss finish. It's also very stiff. So there's a lot of benefits, but there is also a bit of a disadvantage, and that's just pure abrasion resistance. So if you are one of those people that's going to be possibly dragging it up and down the shore or going in where it's maybe a really rocky entry point, then polyethylene might still be the choice for you. With a little bit of care though, you shouldn't really have any problems, and most paddlers are going to quickly appreciate the increased performance that this material can give you. So without further ado, let's start to look at some of the features. Now, like I said earlier, this kayak comes in two lengths, a 10AR and a 12AR. The 12AR is what's in front of me here. Almost all the features are going to be the same, except the 12AR obviously is longer and does have an additional front hatch on it. So starting at the front, we've got an easy grab loop, which is also a good spot that we can attach a bow line when we're transporting it on top of the car. And then we have a bungee paddle park spot right here. So this is going to be super handy because you can see how it's raised up a little higher, so it makes sliding your paddle blade underneath there very easy. Now we're moving back, and like I said earlier, this is a difference between the 10AR and the 12AR. So the 10AR doesn't have the front hatch because obviously the kayak itself is 2 feet shorter, but the 12 does. So we've got a big hatch opening, which is sealed off with a bulkhead. And that's something that you're not going to find on many 12-foot kayaks. It's rare to have a front hatch. It's even more rare to have a bulkhead. And that's going to give you a big advantage in terms of both stiffness, dry storage, and also flotation in the event you were ever to capsize. Okay, so moving back to the cockpit, we've got a really big cockpit opening here, which is obviously great if you don't want to feel confined inside. Now, if you do want a little bit more control, then that's where this boat might not be the best option from the Delta lineup. Something like the 12S or the 1210 is going to offer a smaller cockpit with more pronounced knee braces, so we can actually get a little bit more control out of it. But if you like that big open cockpit where you're going to be a little bit more relaxed, then the 12AR or the 10AR is definitely going to be the boat. So we do have a little bit of padding on the inside of both sides, so we can lock our knees up inside there a little bit and get a bit more control out of it. And then it's going to take us to the contoured seat. And the seat here has a few different points of adjustment. So first off, the backrest can adjust both up and down. So right now it's in its high position, but it's simple to just drop it down into the lower position. And this is going to be beneficial if you're going to wear a spray skirt, which is available for it. To raise it up, we just pull the back and super easy. Back and forth is adjusted using a strap with a little tooth cam lock on the side here. So again, very easy. And what that also allows is it allows the backrest to shift back and forth and move a little bit, which is beneficial when you're paddling. You're not going to get any chafing because the back band will actually adjust back and forth. On the seat bottom, the whole seat is actually adjustable using a very simple peg system. So we just pop the peg, slide it back, and pop it into the new position. At the end, we've got obviously a pair of foot pegs, and these also are easy to adjust. We've got a little spot that's fairly easy to grab, which we would just simply unlock, and then we're going to move the peg to the desired location and then lock it back into place. Working our way back, you can see we've got another bulkhead right behind the seat that's sealing off our rear compartment. And on the top, we've got a security bar. So this is something that doesn't come on a lot of recreational kayaks, but it's definitely a great idea. Perfect if you're gonna either maybe store it by the water, or if you're putting it on top of the car and maybe you're camping or you're going into a restaurant or something like that, then it makes it super easy to lock it up. We've got a little bit more deck rigging just behind us. Great spot for some of our safety gear. And then we've got the rear hatch, which again, just like the front hatch, is super easy to get into and offers a very good seal. Coming around to the back, we've got one more grab loop, and that's just gonna make it, again, easy to carry it and also to transport it. So why don't we take a look at the bottom now? So rolling this guy over, this is something that's also going to set this boat aside from a lot of other recreational kayaks on the market. And we've kind of got a double catamaran style hull here almost. And that's going to provide us with first great stability, but also really good speed and tracking. So it's going to go in a straight line fairly easily. And you can see it's really pronounced when you start to look at the back of the boat here. It also, all those shapes in the bottom of the hull is going to provide us with a lot of stiffness. So it's going to retain its shape well over time. Yeah, so that's the bottom there. So I think there's only one thing left to do, and that's to go out on the water and paddle this guy. So when shopping for a recreational kayak, you'll notice you have hundreds of choices. But what really sets the Delta 12AR and 10AR apart is the fact that it's designed by a company that has a proven track record of making boats that paddle great, are lightweight, durable, and also comfortable. To find out more about this boat, visit us online at outdoorsoriented.com. And if you're in Southern Ontario, come and actually see us in our store in St. Catharines. We'd love to show you through these boats plus many more. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel to be notified when we post new ones. Thanks, and I'll see you next time.